Hello, Internet, and welcome back, finally, to Saturday Night's Apocalypse. Thank you for bearing with us in our hiatus here, I guess you could say. Taking a couple weeks off so we can recuperate, can travel, can get stabbed with various medical implements. And I think everybody is rested, relaxed, and ready to go. We're going to be playing some more Shotguns and Sorcery today, which is a cipher system hack, in case you haven't joined us for this before. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Before we get started, I'm going to talk a little bit about... Hey, Copper. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's going on the channel, what you can expect to see coming up in the next few days, and what else we've got going on. Our next stream after this one will be tomorrow, that is Sunday, at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Slang 101 is a Monster of the Week game that Savannah's been running for a while. Come join us for that if you have time on your Mother's Day. If not, we understand, and we'll see you on the VODs. Speaking of VODs, if you miss any of our streams or want to see anything else that we've got going on, you can go over to our YouTube page. There's a link below us, below our faces, if you're watching us live on Twitch, and you can watch all the shows that we've got going on and that we've done in the past. There's several hundred of them, so there's bound to be something there that you would enjoy. If you want to know the rest of our schedule, you can scroll down near where our YouTube link is, and you can see our full lineup of shows that we've got going on throughout the weeks, including the times, the systems we're running, and who's playing in them. If you're watching this sometime in the future and you want to know what's going on right now, head over to our Twitch page, and you can see whatever we're running, because there's probably something. So come join us. Merch. We love it. You love it. We have our GGK merch store up and running. A bunch of us have already bought GGK merch stuff. I know Savannah and I are sporting our shirts today, including Dude If You're Nasty and Buy Fly and Ready to Die. If you're interested in, I mean, they're really lightweight. They're really comfy. I highly recommend them. So follow the link in the chat, or head over to our Twitch page and look for the link near our banners, and you can buy stuff and support our channel. I think that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and let my players here introduce themselves, talk about who they are, who they're playing, and anything else they've got going on outside of the stream. Starting with Savannah.
Hello, that's me. I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internet, so mostly on Twitter. That's where my streaming schedule is pinned. I have a couple of things that are going on that are not on this channel in the next few days, so that's going to be very exciting. I'm usually here Thursday through Sunday. On Sunday nights, you can find me on twitch.tv/lbhackemup at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time playing Dungeons and Dragons. On Monday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, you can find me on twitch.tv/colonomicon playing Monster of the Week. And this coming week, on May 12th, that's Wednesday, I'm going to be in a one-shot on Weave the Tale, which is formerly Encounter Roleplay, at 6 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. We're playing Lex Arcana. This is going to be run by your friend and mine, friend of the channel, Colin. And it's a game where there's magic and Rome never fell. So it's going to be really exciting. So we're going to be playing that on Wednesday, and then I'll be back here on Thursday. And tonight, though, I'm trying to get my character sheet to load. I'm playing Theodosia Hanali, or Thea, who is a stealthy elf rogue who fights with 2 weapons.
I believe next is Jake.
Hi. I gotta put my glasses on so I can actually see. So my name's Jake. You can find me over on Twitter at JakeBeck27. I am only here during apocalypse times, because I am the apocalypse, I guess, whatever. But I am playing shellac a turtle monk. So I do a lot of punching, and they let me have a shotgun.
We did let you have a shotgun.
I would say we encouraged you to have a shotgun.
Yeah, I think everybody encouraged everybody to get a shotgun.
Yeah, we did. Next is Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex, OMG It's Some Guy on the Internet. Normally on this channel Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays. Still not 100% sure if we're coming back with Tabletop Tuesdays this Tuesday. Some of our players will be traveling still, so we got to figure that out. But otherwise, you can normally find me here on those days. Yeah. And in tonight's game, I am playing Jazz, who is a Perceptive Warforged Artificer who crafts unique items.
And last up, RJ.
Hello, everybody. It's your boy, RJ. You can catch me here every rotating Saturday as both Yorha Vainglory, who is a resourceful tiefling druid who invokes the elements. He also has a skull friend. And next Saturday, hopefully, we come back to Star Power as I play Fang. Oh God, I'm just remembering what's happening in Star Power. Yeah, Mondays, catch me over at Indoor Adventures channel where I play a Shatterkai wizard who we just got a wish spell. There's a lot on our plate we could take off with this wish spell, so find out what we're gonna do with it. And finally, oh boy, Thursday's Elegant Magics Week, so you can catch me back here. And then finally, Sundays over at the Hype Goblins channel in the AM, where I play Roland Grandbrook, a sorcerer cleric, and he's just trying his best to heal everyone, both emotionally and physically. It's not going well. There was some trauma. Let's go.
Did you say who you're playing here tonight? Did I miss that?
Yeah, at the beginning, I'm playing
Okay,
Yorha Vainglory, resourceful tiefling druid who invokes the elements.
I am used to people saying at the end, so I'd already forgotten you said it. But
You know what? I forgot my spiel, so that's where I cut weirdly. It's my bad.
One other scheduling thing. This week is not Elegant Magics Week. That was last week. Unfortunately, I had to miss. Yeah, it was. Unfortunately, we had to miss last week because like everyone was either sick or incapacitated in some way. So we took that week off. I'm Val at the Kraken's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me here Thursdays through Sundays, either playing games or running them. Most notably, I run Neon Souls on Fridays. You can join us for a very light session next week in which we will have two of our players just getting to get up to whatever they want. Savannah and Sid are going to have a wild time, I am sure. And then on off weeks from this game, I run Saturday Night's Star Power, which is playing the Overarm system, inspired by shows like Shaman King and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And like RJ said, it's real wild. A lot of things going on there, so come check that out. And
Am I
tonight I'm
remembering
going to
correctly that we just sold our souls temporarily?
Yes. Yeah, you all bargained your souls. Yeah. Fun times. But today, I'm going to be the relaxed GM who murders with big fucking monsters, which we will get to here in a second. Y'all ready to play? All right. Recapping what happened so long ago on Saturday night's Apocalypse. Your crew was in the middle of a fierce battle with the Cult of the Crushing Wave, or the Water Cult, as they were attempting to resurrect the monstrosity known only as Godzilla, through the maniacal workings of Gar Shatterkeel, Nemesis to Theodosia, and one of the many, many Doctor's Radicals gems. You had laid siege or had infiltrated their base at the same time as the Cult of the Eternal Flame began their attack. Helicopters coming in, firebombing the courtyards and the keep, that the cult of the Crushing Wave had taken over, and a couple of the sort of higher ups of this fire cult sort of leading the charge here against Gar Shatterkeel. As the two clashed, you all found yourselves in the middle of it, throwing out magical spells and attacking many of the cultists, trying to take advantage of the chaos to take down as many of them as possible. Thea decided to take her chances and take her shot at Gar in this moment as well, leading to a face-off between the two of them at the top reaches of this fort, in which Thea proved victorious, landing the killing blow against Gar in vengeance to her clan that had been so brutally killed by this person, and claiming their relic drown for themselves. However, as Thea dealt this killing blow, there was an eruption behind the fort, the ground giving way, the fort cracking in two, as emerging from the caverns below, the awakened Godzilla climbing up through the earth, with one Dr. Radical Jim standing on the crest of the beast's head, laughing maniacally as the creature had finally risen for their grim purposes. Kong, your ally in this fight, has thrown himself at the monster, and we are gearing up to see how this all shakes out. So that is where we are going to pick up our session. Currently, I believe most of you, at least I know for a fact, that Thea and Yorha were at the top of the keep. Yorha having just killed one of the fire cultist lieutenant and claimed his Hellfire Cannon. Thea not too far away, having just dealt the blow against Gar, and I think Shellac also near the top reaches, having aided Thea in her fight. I'm trying to remember where Jazz was in this conflict, because I think he had come into the fort and had gotten washed away through some of Gar's attacks. So it was somewhere a little bit
was
lower
down
down.
near the bottom of the stairs and was providing covering fire for Thea.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and change the music here. There we go.
While you're doing that, guess what?
Did we just... Fuck.
Loot drop!
God
Thanks,
damn it, Mecca. No, thank you so much, Mecca, for the redemption. Let's go ahead and deal with this loot drop. Let me get up the cipher table real quick. This is always good for me to stall. Alright. Somebody roll a D100 for me. Is anyone full on ciphers right now?
I am.
I am not, I believe.
We still have a mojo juice that needs to find a home. I think I was going to take that though, so I'm looking for that.
Okay.
Okay. Does that make you full on ciphers?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
So-
full as well.
It was in the
Okay.
Discord.
I'm 1 out of 3 on mine.
Okay, so Yorha, why don't I have you roll for this?
D1 hundo. 19. Grenade.
No, not a grenade. Is a death spike.
I'm sorry.
That's just a pointy grenade.
Yeah.
So I think from the wreckage around, as everything sort of falls away, the keep is split in two. Thea, you find yourself on one side of this schism, while Yorha, you're on the other side with the bodies and everything tumbling around you. And from the wreckage, maybe kicked up from underneath, or having been scattered from one of the many cultists that have fallen, you see a foot-long spike that seems to be made from bone, capped at the end with a small skull, kind of roll across the ground near where you are currently laying. you have this. Can you roll a d6 for me so I can determine its level?
4.
Okay. It is level 8. I'm gonna put this in the. I'll take a screenshot. I'm just gonna read it because I haven't really had you guys identify any of this shit that the chat has given you, have I? I've just given it to you. Let's see.
Here, you found a weapon that can kill God.
Yeah, you activate the item by planting the spike into the ground. A burst of necromantic energy erupts from the spike, traveling out to an immediate distance. The energy inflicts damage equal to the cipher's level to all living creatures in the area.
So I myself can become the grenade.
Yes. It would also affect you too, presumably. So,
This is the
Fun
perfect
times.
weapon to give to RJ.
Yep. There you go.
Let's get self-destructive, y'all.
Yeah. It's RJ's MO. You, as you grab this this item, there's a roar, a thundering roar that shakes the keep once again, causing some more of the degraded stone structure and foundations to crumble away, and you see Kong sort of thundering forward towards Godzilla, dwarfed in size by the massive lizard, and immediately sort of the two crash together, beginning their fight. Kong just sort of unrelenting strikes against the large creature, which is much more slow moving. However, after a few moments, this clash is broken as Godzilla's tail sweeps across the ground, carrying trees and the outer reaches of the keep's walls, crumbling and almost disintegrated from the force as it slams into the massive ape, sending Kong sort of cartwheeling away into the tree line, where he slams and kind of regains his footing almost 50 feet away. And you can see while Kong seems to be putting up a fight, his efforts alone are probably not going to be enough to stop or slow down the resurrected creature, and Godzilla, almost seeming undaunted or unconcerned about the great ape, begins to, with thunderous footsteps, proceed through the thicket and the tree line, crashing through the jungle with slow lumbering footsteps, heading to the north, as he is moving away from the keep. Jim still on his head. You can also see sparks of electricity kind of cascading over over Godzilla's body from these, as you had seen them in the cavern. There are several spikes that are embedded through the spine of the creature. 5 in total, leading from the tail up to the base of its head, where just above the last one, Dr. Jim is currently standing, and there's a current of electricity that almost seems to be sparking and sort of cascading down through these spikes intermittently, as the creature begins to move. What would you like to do?
So Kong's going after it.
Yeah, Kong is currently like attacking, slowing it down. Seems to be distracting it enough that it's not distracting it and slowing it down, but not dealing a significant amount of damage currently to the creature. It doesn't seem like he's really all that concerned with the big monkey.
Can I hitch a ride as Kong runs by?
You want to?
Can I jump off and jump on his back?
I was gonna ask a very similar thing.
Let's
if there's
go.
a way I could, if I could jump on and want to get on to Godzilla in some way.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. the rest of you, are you staying behind, or is everyone going to hitch a ride with Kong as he's
as
coming back by
Thea
the keep?
and Shellac look at Kong running by, look at each other, look at Kong again, and then both just take off running off the edge.
I mean, I do have I have skills in running and balancing,
Yeah, that would apply
like
here.
endurance, lightning reflexes. I can climb up a monkey.
I have climbing
I'll have-
skill.
Yeah, I think climbing works here. I'm gonna have you guys. Well, you can use different abilities.
Right.
So this is gonna be a speed roll for the two of you, and you have something that you think is gonna help with this roll. You can apply that. You can apply one skill to reduce the difficulty, and you can then apply effort and other things as you wish. The difficulty, I think, is going to be a. Let me get my chart up. That's the crafting difficulty. I don't want that.
It's the very last one in the list.
Yes. We're gonna put. This has to be pretty epic. I'm gonna put this at a 6.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you both have training, you can reduce it to a 5. For any skills that you have that are applicable, which I think you both listed off something that I think would work here. And then you can spend effort if you want to.
Right. So, excuse me. So I've got what was that? Would running and balancing as a
That works.
skill. Okay, that would work then.
Okay.
Would endurance be able to help with that? Kind of as another special ability.
This is an ability you have?
Yeah. If you want, I can read it off real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and read it for me.
So endurance, you have incredible stamina. You double the time you can perform a physical activity continuously, such as holding a breath or force marching. You have the duration of anything that would affect you physically, such as disease or poison.
Okay. I don't know if that would apply
Yeah.
for exactly what's going on right now, but that may help as far as if you're going to try to scale Godzilla and try to maintain your footing there. So I don't think that would.
Yeah, if not, lightning reflexes. Trying to climb up a monkey.
That's the one when you're not wearing armor, you're trained in speed
I also have
defense
lightning
actions.
reflexes.
Yeah.
This isn't a speed defense roll. So that's when you're trying to get out of the way of something. More so. So I don't think that's really going to apply here.
Okay.
So what's the difficulty? Sorry.
So I said it was a 6. You guys both reduced it to a 5. You want to spend any
I'm
effort?
gonna spend effort to make it a 4. I also have a. Can I use something as an asset?
Sure.
Because I have an adventurer's pack, which I assume has rope in it.
Okay.
Can I lasso Kong?
To try to okay.
To have something
Yeah,
to hold
sure.
on to?
Yeah, I can give you that.
Yeah.
If
So
you and Shellac do this in tandem, then I think you guys can both gain the benefits of the rope.
Okay.
So difficulty
that would be
3.
fine with me. 3. Okay. So what would be the roll then again?
So roll a d20, and you need to roll a 9 or higher.
I rolled a 4.
Oh, wow. $19.
19's good.
Can 19 help
Thea,
4?
Can 19 help 4?
With a minor effect?
19 very good.
Lightning reflexes. I'm able to grab Thea.
Lightning reflexes.
Okay, I'll allow it.
We're just gonna keep shouting lightning reflexes at you until it works.
until I do something. Yeah, I'll allow it. So yeah,
Yes.
the two of you leap. Thea casting the lasso out, and sort of. I mean, I'm trying to think what you grab onto with Kong. I just like a tuft of fur, I guess. So like it, sort of like grabs around a bunch of the fur on the back of his neck as he is lumbering past. You leap out at the same time as Shellac, but you don't. You kind of lose your footing a little bit, crumbling on the stone that is breaking away. And just as you're afraid that you are going to lose your grip and go falling down to the jungle floor, you feel somebody grab on to the back of your pack, your harness, and Shellac holds you in place as the two of you go swinging over towards Kong, and then grip on to the rope and the fur and stuff as he is beginning to thunder back towards Godzilla. Yorha and Jazz, what are you doing?
Can I scope out the generators? Are they completely destroyed?
Yeah, so I think the generators have been pretty much busted at this point. The cables that were connecting, so the generators are being powered by the water wheel, that was generating power from the river. The water wheel has stopped moving at this point due to the ground kind of breaking and some of the water now cascading down into this chasm. You see the water wheel kind of stuck in some of the mud, no longer moving. The generator is still sparking a little bit, but it looks like they're losing some power.
For Yorha, I would like to, call out for Jazz to come over to the generators to help him. But what I want to do is kind of fashion a sort of EMP to help power up Kong in this fight, if they're gonna keep the fucking fight near the base.
Okay.
I know that Kong powers up through lightning.
Through lightning, yes.
So if you were able to absorb this, maybe we can get like an edge on Godzilla.
Okay. Jazz, how do you want to help with this?
Well, I craft unique items, so...
You do.
I'm sure one of my many specializations will help here, but in trying to figure out either a way to take this whatever power's left in the generator and, feed that to Kong, or figure out a way to drain power from one or more of the spikes on Godzilla, and or feed that to Kong as well.
How would you like? You can do that either way. They are moving away from the base, so you don't know how long they're going to be close enough to the fort to be able to feed directly from the generator. So one might give you more of a long-term effect versus an immediate effect.
Yeah.
I figure if we do if we make the device to siphon power from Godzilla, as Yorha, I could probably use the whole push thing to keep insect glaving my way towards Kong and then slap it on them.
Yeah, so probably see if I can figure out something from the generator to...
Okay.
From the brief glimpse at the spikes on the back, okay, how can I get energy from those into this and transfer it to Kong?
You can do that. So let's see. Yeah, you're training and crafting items. All right, so we will. You have training and crafting, right?
Yeah, and I've got specialization in some things as well. Magical knowledge, identify magic items, identifying device.
Okay.
I can keep the fire off Jazz.
I'm gonna put this at a difficulty 5. Yorha can be considered an asset here for assisting on this, keeping you safe and also helping with any of the heavy lifting you might need. So we'll reduce, so that'll make it a 4, and then you can apply your. I was trying to think if magical knowledge would be.
In worst case, I'm trained in scientific knowledge.
Yeah, let's do the training.
Okay, so that brings it to a 3.
Yeah.
And then I'll spend edge or effort to get it down to a 2.
Okay.
Gosh, I'm just looking at. I have this cipher that lets me just pull out a piece of equipment, but I'm not sure what would be most useful here. Or have I already hit the limit on assets for this roll anyway?
Another Godzilla.
A miniature Godzilla.
I think you can benefit from 2 assets. So you could, if you want to pull out something to give yourself additional asset, you can.
Because it's the handy sack. Reach in the bag and draw forth 1 piece of equipment whose level does not exceed the ciphers and is not an artifact. Persists for up to 24 hours unless its fundamental nature allows only a single use, such as a grenade. So I'm not gonna make it a grenade.
What are you thinking that you wanna that would help here to give yourself an asset?
I mean, a sonic screwdriver would probably be an artifact, but I'm thinking like pulling it in and getting just the tool I need to rejigger the components that we find in the generator.
Yeah, I think maybe some sort of like housing for whatever you're going to be constructing, because essentially you're trying to siphon off the electricity that's still in the generator with some of the pieces that you can find and some of the things that you can salvage from the generator itself, to create something that you can draw power from Godzilla with.
So maybe this is some kind of, a dagger or something that we can attach the components to.
Okay. Yeah. Well, like a dagger, like a clamp or something, like a bear trap. You can just like throw onto Godzilla and it sort of clamps in place. I like that. You pull out a bear trap from your handy sack.
And I guess I don't know if it's gonna matter, but the level is 3.
Okay. It won't matter for this, but you do get the benefits of it being an asset here, so that'll reduce it to a 1, I believe.
Yes, with the use of my effort already. So,
okay.
Come on, let's not get a 3 or less. That's a 9.
9 works. So yeah, you spend a moment like salvaging some of the cables and some of the other machinery here, and within a few moments, as Kong is continuing to lumber away, you have something that you think might be salvageable, as well as like 100 feet of cable that you can use to hopefully give channel some of this electrical discharge to Kong to power him up. So yeah, you have your device.
Should probably get after them.
Scoops up the device, grabs his staff, hits it on the ground, and pushes himself.
Yeah, you're just
I
gonna
guess I'll just hoof it. It just starts running after everyone else.
Yeah, I think you and Jonah are just running across the open field as Yorha starts to just sort of bounce through the air as he starts pushing himself with this arcane blast closer and closer. Thea and Shellac, the two of you on the back of Kong, holding on for dear life as the wind is whipping over you, and you can see Godzilla growing larger and more looming as you're approaching from the back. Kong sort of turning their massive head back kind of like in your direction, noticing you hanging off like the back of his shoulder, gives sort of a nod in your direction. And there is that I'm trying to remember, did he speak telepathically last time, or was it?
think he spoke
Or did you
telepathically last
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I think he did. There's that low sort of thundering voice in your head again as Kong notices your presence and says, "It is too powerful for me to take alone. How can you aid me?"
Does lightning help?
We didn't.
I got
take
that.
far.
That would assist me. It seems there is one controlling the creature from atop of it.
We could do something about that too.
I mean, you could, if you want to, if you have good aim, you could just whip me right at him. You could probably,
Yeah.
I
Can
could
you
probably
get us
just
close?
full body.
I could. Is this what you want?
Yes.
I mean, there's not much other alternative right now because I don't know what this big monster's gonna do.
Fastball special.
Hang
Throw me,
on.
throw me, throw me.
And Kong sort of like skids across the ground, stopping, kicking up dirt, leaving big sort of divots across the ground as he stops. And then you see him, he reaches a hand back for the two of you to climb into. And you both climb into the palm of his massive hand, at which point it sort of looks up and sort of rears back for a second as the two of you crouch down.
I'm gonna loop the rope around Shelly so we don't get separated.
So turn yourselves into a bolo.
Yeah.
It's essentially
I mean, basically.
what you're
Yeah.
doing here.
That's what I've done.
And Kong sort of kind of rears back in sort of a shot put position, and without much warning, you feel yourself sort of slammed back against the palm as the G-force suddenly hits you, and you are launched upwards through the air, wind whipping at your face, everything sort of going just streaking around you, greens and browns of the jungle as the ground and the surrounding area just sort of whips underneath you, and you feel yourself like almost black out for a moment as the force carries you upwards, and then you finally feel yourselves begin to slow slightly, and there's a sense of weightlessness as the two of you are carried through the air right next to each other, tethered by this rope between you, and looking down, you are about 20 feet above the massive form of Godzilla beneath you. I am going to offer the two of you an intrusion, though, to say that maybe in the heat of the moment, Kong has sort of overshot the throw a little bit, and you are not exactly on course to make the landing, and you might have to figure out some creative adjustments here. So I'm going to offer you the intrusion. You can attempt. I can only offer to one of you, so I'm going to offer to Thea, and she can give the other point to Jazz or to Shellac, so the two of you can make this decision together, whether you want to accept or reject the intrusion.
You know what I'm gonna say.
I think I have an idea.
You have an idea?
You want to accept?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, you can accept the intrusion. Thea, you get an XP, and you can give an XP to someone else.
I'll give the other one to Shellac.
Okay. All right, so the two of you are still tethered, and you feel the rope kind of taut between you as you are now sailing up, and you have that moment, that quick, because you both have lightning reflexes. Everything sort of slows around you, and you have a moment to figure out what to do here. As you see here, you are going to be cresting over the top of Godzilla's head.
I want to use my shotgun to shoot and just stop our momentum.
How? Okay.
Now we're doing an attack on Titan.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to snipe. I'm not trying to aim. I'm literally just gonna pull it out as a way to kind of stop our momentum in moving.
I have a shotgun. Can I do this? Can I help?
Well, I was going to say, because if he slows down and you keep going, then you're just going to start spinning in the air. If you both do it, though, yeah, I'm trying to figure. I feel like
I'm
this
very
is something I need to
small.
make you roll for. Yeah. You know what? We're going to call this a speed defense roll. So y'all can use
Whoa!
your lightning reflexes to try to resolve this. I'm gonna probably put this at another challenging difficulty, so that'll be a 5.
Now, I don't think this is exactly what this means, but I am trained in survival.
You're trained in speed defense rolls, though, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think that might be more applicable here
Okay.
than the survival.
I just thought it was funny.
That is funny, though.
Okay, so it's a what challenge rating with our
It's a 5. So if you're both trained in speed defense rolls, that makes it a 4.
yes.
If y'all want to spend points to use effort, you can do that.
Yes.
So it's 3 points from your speed pool, minus your edge for the first level of effort. If you guys have additional levels of effort, you can do that too.
Only have one.
Okay. So I've got the 1 edge in speed defense.
So you spend
speed.
2 points.
Yeah,
2
so you
points,
spend
okay.
2 points for your speed pool, and
Okay.
you can reduce that to
A 3?
a 3? Yeah.
3. Okay. Yeah, I'm
Is
gonna
shotgun an asset?
Do that. All right.
An asset? Sure, why not?
All
So
right.
it's a 2.
So it's down to a 2. Okay.
I don't think I have anything else.
I can't think of anything else.
I'm
that I
really
have
trying
that
to
we can do.
really trying to game it. I got nothing else.
Yeah, there's nothing I can really like finagle.
Okay, buddy.
I'm just gonna roll then.
Okay.
I got a 16.
I got a 13.
Yeah.
Wonderful. The two of you at the same time looking to each other, nodding, and having the same idea at the same time. You both whip out your shotguns in unison, fire them in the air, fall at the trajectory you are moving, and the both of you feel the kickback as you just kind of slow down in the air a little bit. And now instead of cresting over Kong or over Godzilla, the two of you sort of begin to fall at a much lighter trajectory or a steeper trajectory down towards the crown of Godzilla's head, where you see as you both fire shotguns in unison, Jim suddenly whips around this kind of scarred and mangled Jim, who looks like he's has like heavy burn marks and other scarring on the side of his face. The laughter stops, and he stares up at you, sort of grimacing as notices the two of you now falling from an angle that he wasn't expecting anyone to attack from. So
That was the coolest
Before-
thing we've ever done.
that
Yeah.
was very cool.
Jake,
Before
that
we
was
resolve
awesome.
what's going on there,
Yeah.
let's get back to Yorha and Jazz. So Yorha, you have kind of streaked away a little bit, just continuing to poof, 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 blast yourself closer and closer. Jonah, because I forgot that he has this. Well, I don't remember if he still has it, but I'm gonna say he does for the sake of narrative here. Whistles his motorcycle suddenly rounding the corner and coming streaking across the ground and the dirt towards the two of you, Jazz, and the two of you climb onto the motorcycle, keeping up with Yorha better. So the two of you are about neck and neck, having reached where Kong is, just behind where the creature Godzilla is looming. Kong having stopped for just a moment to make this throw that you see Thea and Shellac going flying through the air, and preparing himself to make another attack. So what are the... I guess let's do what Yorha is doing first, and CA seems to have a more direct plan, and then we'll get to Jazz and see what you do.
So the contraption that Jazz has made is literally a bear trap that we're gonna attach onto Godzilla.
Yeah, and it's a bear trap that has this. I'm gonna say it's got this cylinder that's been welded onto the back of it. That's got some of the generator components and some more of like the has some of the. Trying to think, some of the device in it that would be used to sort of siphon the electricity and convert it into power that could go through the cable. So yeah, you can clamp it onto something, and then you've got like about 100 feet of cable connected to that.
I'm gonna use my push ability some more to basically try and get behind Godzilla for my turn this time around.
You are behind him right now. He's walking the opposite direction. So.
Okay. Narratively, I think it's cooler. Yorha throws the device forward and then points his staff at it and then pushes it. So he could turn into a projectile to just clamp onto a spike.
Okay, you want to clamp onto one of the spikes. All right. So like I said, there's 5 spikes. One at the base of the tail is probably the closest to you right now, and kind of like at the closest to ground level. And assuming you haven't gained too much altitude, you probably the best angle on that. So yeah, you get close, sort of focus, aim. Yeah, I think I want to have you roll to make this shot here. So let's do. I'll make this only a 4, since it's a big old slow moving target. And this would probably be it's a ranged attack, so this would be a speed roll.
Cool. I have, where is it? A neat ability called Trickery. When you would spend points from your might pool or speed pool, you can spend from your intellect pool instead. However, doing so increases the number of points you must spend by 2, and I can use my intellect edge to reduce the total cost.
Okay.
So it would be, I have edge 2, so I'm going to reduce it down. I'm going to spend 3 intellect to do 1 effort, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then...
and you reduce that by 2. So you only have to spend 1 point. Or no, so you would have had to spend 5 because you said you have to spend an additional 2 points.
2 points. So that I spend an additional 3.
Okay.
And then from there, I could spend another, because I have 2 effort.
Okay, yes, you do. So you can spend another 2 on top of that.
Which would be 4, because it increases by 2.
Oh, it's for each level of effort you have to spend another 2? Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
but
so it'll be 4.
it's worth it because like my speed and my pools aren't really that high.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah,
Burned a lot. So you were at a 4, I believe.
So now I'm down to 2.
Down to a 2. Do you have any training or anything?
I am trained in perception. That's about it. That would
Yeah. Probably... Okay. Yeah. So it'll be a 2 then.
Okay. Roll.
So that roll 6 or higher.
11.
Awesome. So yeah, as you begin to fall a little bit, as you're kind of aiming, putting, kind of tossing the bear trap up. Do you still have like the cable coiled around you? Like, are you gonna like let?
He has the cable like tied around an arm.
Yeah.
So that he can like grip onto it just in case he misses.
Yeah. And you fire another. Poof, you are sent back. While the bear trap is sent forward, the device goes kind of spiraling through the air, the cable behind it unweaving or unraveling, and then you hear a clank as it snaps onto the side of this pylon or this spike, and the metal sort of digs into it. It seems to be stuck in place.
Narratively, Yorha yells, "I got it!" And then Godzilla moves its tail and yanks him forward.
Well, since you offered that, I'll do an intrusion here to make that happen. So if you want to accept it, you can take 2 XP and give 1 XP to someone else.
I'll give an XP to Sherlock.
Okay. The XP, the device clamps onto the side, and just as you feel the cable begin to go taut, you still have some slack on you. You are still falling a little bit, and then Godzilla, just as Kong goes sort of leaping past, collides with the lizard, which causes him to spin around. At which point the cable goes completely taut and sends you sort of spinning through the air like a tether ball, kind of winding around the side, to the point where you are going to whip all the way around to a group of trees on the other side, and are in danger of crashing into those.
Mommy.
You can release the cable to potentially avoid the impact, or you can hang on to it and probably weather the hit.
I'm gonna release. I told you guys I don't have a lot of my minor speed pools.
Okay. And you could do the blast thing for free, right?
Mm-hmm,
yeah. I was assuming so, since you're using it as a mode of transportation. You release just as you're getting close, the cable kind of fluttering away from you, and slow yourself with a pulse from your staff, avoiding hitting the trees, and then sort of like tumbling into the grass and the dirt, avoiding any damage.
Pops up like a gopher, make sure that Thea did not see that, and dusts himself off.
Jazz.
Thea's busy being the coolest she's ever been in her goddamn life.
Yeah. Jazz, you're on a motorcycle. You can go wherever you want, though. Jonah will take you to where you need to be in this conflict.
So I think to start, going to direct him to start getting us back to the now loose end of the cable. I'm saying we need to get that to Kong. As this is going, over our earpieces that we got from our Lich friend, filling everyone in on like, hey, we now have this device that if we attach it to these spikes in Godzilla, should siphon energy into, if we can get it to Kong, into him. So I will try to entice Jonah to ride the motorcycle up Godzilla's back so we can keep moving the device as we go. But this will be our plan from down here.
Jazz just hears, "Woo!"
Okay, so I'm not gonna have a roll for Jonah navigating his bike to the loose end of the cable. It's kind of trailing down the side of Godzilla, dragging across the ground. Sort of weaves underneath the massive creature's feet. You grip the side, or you grip the end of the cable, begin to take a long route back. Jonah kicking the motorcycle into full gear, kicking up dirt and turf behind, heading straight towards Kong, who is in the throes of gripping on, climbing up the side of Godzilla, punching several times into the creature's sort of chest. Godzilla sort of stopping, and as part of this move, as he's turning and his tail knocking away large swaths of the jungle, kind of scrapes Kong off of him, leaning down and sort of biting the side of the giant monkey, who roars in pain, throwing Kong once again to the earth, where he crashes down a few dozen yards away from you, as you come riding up with the motorcycle. Kong sort of shakes himself off a little bit as he's sitting up and breathing heavily, just sees the two of you approaching with this cable. Do you say anything, or just, here, take this?
Kong, this should allow you to feed electrical impulses from Godzilla over there, so while it will simultaneously depower him, it should empower you.
Gives a nod of acceptance, sort of understanding what you're saying, seeing the cable attached. He's pretty smart. Stands back up, leans down, and like takes the cable in two fingers, sort of gripping it in his hand, and suddenly you all see a wash of electricity sort of being siphoned from the from this spike, which begins to go dull and sort of inert, towards Kong, who you see immediately begin his fur being to stand on end, electricity crackling off of him, his body and muscles seeming to swell as well from this additional power. He lets out another roar. At the same time, Godzilla sort of staggers in his step and lets out a sort of a deep growl as Jim seems to be sort of kicking at the top of the creature's head, pointing back towards Kong, and seems very frustrated by what's going on here. As Shellac and Thea, you are descending down, you can hear bits of the conversation or bits of his yelling as he says, "Stop them! Stop them now!" And Godzilla's massive lizard head turning back towards Kong in fury. So, I want to resolve the falling couple first. The two of you, tethered by are now within like 20 or 30 feet of Dr. Jim as you're falling down onto the back of Godzilla. I want to say you both kind of fall onto either sides a little bit of the body. The rope between you sort of snagging on some of the spikes that protrude down the spine of the reptile, and kind of catch yourselves on the sides. You're both kind of like half repelling from either side of its neck. Jim has noticed you, and I think heads kind of leers over the side, holds out pulls out a gun and shoots at Shellac.
Okay.
This is gonna be a difficulty 5 speed defense.
Okay. Ooh. Let's see. Okay, You said what was the difficulty?
Difficulty 5.
5.
And it's
okay.
speed defense, so you have training in that with your lightning reflexes.
Yeah, so 5 down to 4.
Can I help? Since we're connected, can I try to like pull him out of the way?
Sure. Yeah, I could say you provided an asset for this.
Okay. All right.
So that reduces it to a 3.
Okay, we'll do it as a 3. I have a backup if I do get hit.
Okay. You just have to roll a 9.
Okay. We are rolling. That's an 18.
18 is very good. I think you, Thea, you can see Jim pull out this pistol from his side, look over the other side of Godzilla, and you see him beginning to fire as Shellac sort of kicks off the side at the same time you do, while he sort of kicks up, you kick down, and sort of causes Shellac to pivot up and out of the way. Shellac is now sort of on the top of the creature, feeling the weight of Thea sort of hanging off the other side and having to maintain your balance there a bit. But you're safe and you're out of the way. Anything that either of you want to do here?
I want to go after Jim.
Okay. How do you want to do that?
I guess I'm gonna climb up and try to get to
Okay.
him.
Can I offer a cool suggestion?
Yeah.
So you're now rappelling off the side with the cable.
Yeah.
You could sort of run along the side.
Oh, yeah.
Using using Shellac as sort of a fulcrum, and come around the opposite side of where Jim's at.
Yeah.
And make your attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack him. So I've got Yeah, I tied the rope around me, so my hands are free. So I've got 2 weapon attack. So as 1 action, 2 attacks.
Okay.
Okay, what's the difficulty?
Difficulty is a 5.
Okay, so I'm trained in them, so it'll be a 4.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be it. Anything else? I'll spend an effort to make it a 3. This is might, right? For stabbing.
It is a might for a melee attack.
So I'll spend those. So the first one is with Wind Vein.
Okay.
So it'll be a difficulty 3. Why do I feel like I had something for this? I don't remember. Difficulty 3. Go.
Okay.
That's an 11.
That
With the
succeeds.
spear. Okay, so that's 4 damage for him. 2 of it is ambient lightning damage.
Okay.
And with the dagger, that's a 16. So that's
Also
2
hits.
damage to him as well.
All right. Yeah, you come kind of using the rope, kind of running up the side, it's a rough surface with the scales, and you're able to get pretty easy footholds as then you crest over the top, running all the way around. Jim, noticing the rope moving at the last second, turns just as you drive forward with your spear and your dagger. The spear catching him in the side, ripping through most of his lab coat, and drawing some blood from underneath. He throws up a hand to deflect the dagger as well. It sort of levels a large gash into his wrist and his forearm. He's still up, but you have bloodied him a bit here as the lightning then kind of surges through him, and he takes a step back, kind of stunned for a moment by that.
Gar
and he
is
begins
dead.
to sort of.
You stop him now, or I'll kill you too.
There's nothing you can do to stop it now. My creature will destroy everything and bring about the end that I have foreseen.
Stab him the second time.
Stop it. No. Okay. That's the
No.
end of your turn here. Let's see. Yorha, what are you up to?
I'd like to, get out of the forest for one. 2, if I could. Is there any way I could disrupt Godzilla's movement, even if it's just like cutting down trees with the Hellfire Cannon to fucking make like something to trip over?
Yeah, I'd say you could try to do that. You could start a big fucking fire with the Hellfire Cannon.
I don't think our druid friend would appreciate that.
It's an unnatural forest. It's up to you. You can do try to cut through trees as well. It's I don't remember the exact description for the Hellfire Cannon.
I wrote it down. The device lets loose a 20-foot long stream of fire that inflicts fire damage, ambient equal to the artifact's level, to everything in its path and within an immediate distance of it. On a major effect, creature or flammable object catches fire.
Yeah, so I'd say you could set a bunch of trees on fire, like right in front, to hopefully block the path that Godzilla's going.
Like a wall fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Cool. Does the Hellfire Cannon have an exhaustion?
1 in 10.
1 in 10. So go ahead and roll that.
5.
Okay, you're good. So the the cannon sort of, as you sort of strapped on your back, you pull the lever, seeing how it was operated the first time, and send just this stream of flame billowing out from the dragon-like head at the front of this cannon, and immediately as this substance hits the trees, you see them beginning to burst into flames, the fire carrying up these 30 or 40 foot tall massive jungle trees, and creating effectively a wall of flame in front of Godzilla here, who has sort of stopped in his movement with everything going on, the commands, and sort of staggers and kind of balks away from the flames there, letting out another growling roar. And yeah, you have definitely stopped his progression forward, so he's sort of stuck there for the time being. Jazz, you wanted to continue. You wanted to convince Jonah to ride the motorcycle up Godzilla's back.
Yep, so that we can move the bear trap from one spike to the next.
Okay, I think Jonah's all for this. I don't think Jonah would disagree. I think I know both Jonah and Ryan well enough to know that he would go along with this plan. So I think what I'm gonna have you do is it's gonna be more of like a reflex check to be able to like quickly grab the device off the pylon, attaching it to the next pylon as you are moving up the creature's back. So Jonah rears the motorcycle around, hits a clump of the ground that has sort of been dug up a little bit by Godzilla's movement through his tail dragging across the ground, hits that like an impromptu ramp, goes sailing through the air a bit and lands on the like thicker part of the base of the tail, and begins to throttle as he's keeping his balance the best he can, moving up between the spines of this creature, just as that first spike, which has now gone sort of dull and inert as all the power has been drained from it, and you can see the bear trap sort of clamped onto it about at your head height. So Jonah, being instructed by you not to slow down, gets close enough so you can grab it from the side. So this would be a speed roll if you have anything that might be applicable here.
Oh gosh. Let's see. I don't think I got anything for this.
Let's see. Yeah, I could maybe say that because you have like using magic items,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I would say you have a knowledge of this device that I think is going to make it easier to be able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to set the difficulty of this at a 4. That'll reduce it to a 3.
Okay. And then I'll spend, so this will be speed most likely.
Yeah.
I'll spend 3 from my pool to reduce it to a 2.
Okay.
Let's go. That's a 10.
Nice. So very quickly you hit the release mechanism on the trap as you are streaking past. It causes it to unclamp and begin to fall down, and you catch it. A little bit of its weight kind of threatening to pull you off the bike, but you maintain your balance as you start to sort of ride upwards, reaching the second spike. I think this time, because you're going to need the moment to drain it, Jonah kind of skids to the side, bringing the bike to a stop so you can take the device and then slam it back down onto the spike. And there is a surge of electricity. I'm going to offer you the intrusion here because no one was close to the spike when this happened the first time, is that the surge of electricity is enough ambience here that it's going to hurt you a bit. That you weren't exactly prepared for that, doing this like close proximity. Do you want to take the XP for that?
Yeah, because otherwise I have to spend it to say no, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
But okay, so
So you get 2 XP. You can give 1 to someone else.
I'll give 1 to Yorha.
Okay. So you each get 1 XP, and there's a blast of electricity that comes off of the spike as you attach the clamp to it, and you take 3 points of ambient lightning damage, so that'll ignore armor. As you get a bit electrocuted from doing this. But you see that electricity kind of curling through or surging through the cable towards Kong, who receives another sort of power boost from this as this spike begins to go dim. And Godzilla lets out another roar as this happens. And what I'm going to say here in sort of retribution to what's been going on, you watch as Godzilla sort of turning away or kind of receding back from the fire, seeing Kong sort of continuing to drain the electricity from during the power that's being used to animate this creature. Godzilla, at Jim's urgings, I think all of you that are currently on the creature feel this sort of like vibration beginning to carry through the body, and you see the 3 spikes that are still active suddenly surge and begin to glow, just and Godzilla, that same growling roar begins to build and build and build, and you see this light beginning to glow from its gullet up into its throat as it sends out a enormous blast of radiation in a line that it then strafes across the ground, sort of digging up and destroying, obliterating anything in its path, strafing it across Kong, also down towards where Yorha is with the flamethrower. So, Yorha, I'm going to need you to make a speed defense roll to avoid this blast. And Kong, I believe, is going to fail and pull up Godzilla's stuff here. So no, this isn't gonna be this is gonna be 7 difficulty.
Guess I'm gonna spend some points. Oh no, I'm gonna have to just go for it. In the 21, right?
A 7, you have to roll 21 or higher.
Yeah, no. So I'm
So
gonna
you
have
can't
to burn.
you can't succeed on a 7 unless you reduce it.
I guess I'm going to burn points in my speed pool then up to 2. So I'm gonna bring that down to a 5.
Okay. All right. So you have to roll a 15 or higher.
Yep. This is gonna hurt. 3.
You take, well, so the blast carries through, catching Kong, who is sent back, and I think releases the cable from just the intensity of this strike, so it kind of hangs limp, and you see just like the scorch mark carrying across his chest from it as he tries to recover. Yorha, you're caught up in this blast, and you take 12 points of damage.
What type of damage?
It's technically sort of a radiation damage.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fire would not cover it then.
No, fire's not going to cover it.
Okay.
And ignore that goes through armor too.
Yeah.
Does that take your might pool to 0, or are you
Yep.
still have points left in that?
Took
Okay.
my might pool down straight to 0.
So you do. I think this is the first time that we've had to deal with I forgot what they're called because it's been the damage track. So you are now impaired.
Okay.
So applying effort costs 1 additional point per level. You ignore minor and major effects of rolls. So you don't gain those anymore if you roll a minor or major effect.
It's listed on the sheet too for reference.
Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
like near the bottom.
Yeah, roll 17 plus only deals 1 extra damage. Okay. So Yorha is blasted, and you can't even see him through the smoke and the debris down there, especially from the height that all of you are currently at. Kong is okay because he's received the power up here. Seems to still be mostly fine. And retaliates by launching himself inward, grabbing onto the cable once again, and leveling another punch to the side of Godzilla, which sends the towering creature sort of tottering or teetering backwards, and threatening to sort of topple over. Everyone who is standing on Godzilla right now, you feel yourself begin to lose balance. I'm going to need some rolls from y'all as well. This is going to be a 4 difficulty speed roll. You could use speed defense here if you want to use that, or anything that would help with balancing. Or
yeah, I've got a skill in balancing his physical fitness.
Okay, perfect. That helps.
So it moves it to a 3.
Yeah.
Speed defense.
And then I'm trained in speed defenses, so would that move it down again?
No, so you only apply training from one ability. Unless you have something you're specialized in that would help, it really won't matter.
Okay, all right. That makes sense. Okay.
Gonna go for it.
Okay.
Or, no, I'll spend effort.
Okay.
19.
You're good.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
14.
Okay.
No whammy. 14.
14. Okay. All right. So you all succeed. You got a 19, so you get a minor effect. Thea, here's the minor effect. I don't know if this is a minor effect or just no. We'll do it this way. For your minor effect, Godzilla sort of lurches to the side. You maintain your balance, sort of grabbing on to one of these spikes that are sort of protruding out. As you are holding your balance, though, suddenly you feel something sort of lurch against you, as you realize that Dr. Jim has lost his balance and grabbed on to the rope that is currently tied around you. Is currently trying to hold himself up, utilizing the rope that is tied around your waist, dangling from you over the jungle hundreds of feet below. Is there anything you want to do in this situation?
Yeah, I want to kick him in his dumb face.
Okay, you want to let him fall then?
Yes.
All right, I
yes,
will.
He did
that was
this.
essentially the minor effect is having the option to let him fall. So,
actions have
yes.
consequences, Jim. I'm gonna rear back and just booted heel just right in his nose.
He says, "Now, wait a second. We can talk through this again," and then poof, kick him in the face. His grip releases, and he screams as he falls down to the jungle below, and you see him disappear amongst the treetops. And he seems to be gone. As Kong and Godzilla continue their collision here, and Yorha is seemingly disintegrated by the blast, though you all can't see him from down there. We're gonna go ahead and take our break right here. to get a little to refresh and recuperate and come back and finish this up. So thank you everyone for watching. We'll be back really soon to finish up our session. So everyone stretch, drink some water, take a break, and we'll see you back here in a few minutes. Welcome back, Internet. Thanks for joining us or hanging out with us on our break. We are going to just jump right back into it and finish the fight. So, Godzilla has currently almost murdered your friend Yorha, who is now covered under a cloud of debris and smoke. Jazz is riding up the back of this this creature on a motorcycle, continuing to drain these spikes embedded in Godzilla's back, seem to be powering the creature, while Thea and Shellac have landed near the head of Godzilla and have been able to deal with Dr. Jim, who has fallen far down to the jungle below. So let's pick back up with Jazz doing their thing. So you have seen the surge of electricity from this one as the second pylon that you have made it to, as it has been drained down into Kong, who has received a sort of power boost from it. Has now gone inert. You are able to unhook the device, and you're free to continue. Is there anything you want to do before you keep heading up the creature?
Can I attempt to spot Yorha down below, or has the dust and debris not cleared enough yet?
Yeah, you can try to do that. Let's do you're trained in perception tasks?
Yes, finding and noticing small details.
Okay. So difficulty for this is, I think, gonna be... I'm probably just at a 4. It's not gonna be terribly hard.
So then with the training, that makes it a 3. And
yes.
I'm assuming this will be an intellect roll?
Yes, it would.
Okay, I'll spend some effort. So that brings it down to a 2.
Okay. Go to roll.
That's a 6.
That's exactly what you needed. Through the clouds, there's a little bit of a gust that is kind of rolls through this clearing as Godzilla, just through his movement, is causing the air to shift, and you see a cloud kind of blow away, and currently laying on the ground, looking charred and dazed. You can see Yorha, Yorha's form among the wreckage.
So I'll put a hand on Jonah's shoulder just to be like, pause for a second, aim with my magic healing bullets, and I'm gonna shoot Yorha on the ground down there.
Okay. Yeah, you load up you have a pistol? Is that what we...
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Light revolver.
Okay, load up the revolver with the healing round, spin the chamber to the healing round, aim down towards Yorha. I don't think I had you roll before, and I'm not gonna have you roll now, because it is a cipher. I'm gonna say it sort of magically guides itself towards the target you're trying to heal, and so you fire the shot, the bullet kind of arcing through the air, and Yorha, you feel yourself get shot while you are lying on the ground. Sort of the impact after
Motherfucker!
after the gun goes off, and while you're bracing for the sweet embrace of death, someone has double tapped you. You get some healing. How much healing?
5 to your might pool.
Okay.
Okay, not bad. Not bad.
Yeah. It does specify a target's health or might pool. I don't know if you're willing to let that spread out.
So typically with the healing, you can spread it out. So I would say you can spread those between the pools that you want, but your might's at 0. So
My might's at 0. Does that clear the?
That does. Once your pool is restored, you move back up the damage track, so you're no longer impaired.
So, okay, when I opened up my sheet, impaired was already ticked off.
You shouldn't have
Was it
been.
the dot
Okay,
right
so-
under hail?
Yeah,
The
so
dot
hail
under
is the first one, and there's a dot
Okay.
underneath it. So the dots are underneath the.
underneath. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
So yeah, you're currently in hail now, so you're good. All right, and Jazz, after you fire the shot, Jonah kicks the throttle, and you kind of the bike tearing upwards along the back at a much steeper incline now towards the third pylon. You got electrocuted by the first one, so you are aware now of the effects. Do you want to try doing this one at a distance, or do you have some other idea for how you can attach it and avoid the electrocution?
Let's see. I have a bag of light tools for crafting.
You also have your handy sack that you could use to get something if you can think of something that would help.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could get from that just like grounding wires, and so attach a couple onto the bear trap and just stab it into Godzilla so that it will hopefully draw the excess ambient energy away.
Yes, I will allow that. So if you're using a use of your cipher there for that, and yeah, so you with having this grounding in place, you slam the bear trap back onto the pylon, and the electricity courses over you, but does not actually go through you, instead going into the grounding, and most of it being channeled away back towards Kong. You can see now that thunder beginning to build up again, the electricity now surging through, even brighter than it was before when you were fighting him, and Kong roars again, another powerful bellow, as he now seems to be on more equal footing with Godzilla, leveling another strike into the creature, which lets out a shrieking roar in pain. And there are 2 pylons currently remaining. Let's get to Thea, back to Thea and Shellac. You are now standing at the head of this creature. You have one of the spikes not too far away from you, like sort of the base of Godzilla's skull, currently sparking with electricity, and Jim is gone. Anything the 2 of you want to do?
What do you think, Shelly?
I'm not sure. Aside from try to take out one of these other spikes, I can't think of anything else.
Yeah.
You could attempt to attack or do something else with the spikes, rip it out, whatever you want to do.
I'm going to attack the base of Godzilla's neck,
Okay.
because I have an
With
ability
the-
I want to use.
What's the ability?
It's called Distract, and it's when I successfully attack a creature, I can spend might points to reduce the difficulty of speed defense rolls made by everybody else against the creature's attacks.
Oh, yeah. I'd allow that.
So I want to try to sort of get in there in a weak spot, try to attack, and then see if maybe I can be a distraction.
Yes.
for everybody
You
else.
may You may do that. So to attack Godzilla is only a 6.
Only.
Because he's big and slow moving, so the difficulty of attacking is reduced by 1.
Okay. So he's a 6. I'm trained in both my weapons, so those will be a 5.
Okay.
Shit, I'm running low on points. I'm gonna spend effort to make them a 4.
Okay.
Ugh. Oh man. Do I have anything else? Nope. No, I do not.
Go for it.
Alright, so the first one with Wind Vein. That's a 13, and I needed a 12.
Yeah, so that succeeds.
Okay, and then with the dagger, that's a 1 with the dagger.
Wonderful.
So it is 4 damage, 2 of which is
Okay, the
ambient lightning. I don't know if it even does anything.
It's
I'm
not
really
going to do
just
any
trying to use
damage,
this
but
ability.
yeah, the ability will still work on the first strike.
Okay.
So you
So I spend my
drive
2 might points to be a distraction.
Okay, so you drive Wind Vein in with the first strike, and it definitely causes some pain as you see Godzilla sort of like rear back for a bit. The muscles around its neck sort of flexing, and you can see the creature seems to be distracted by whatever has just stabbed into the back of its neck. However, as you bring up your dagger for the second strike. With the 1, I get a free intrusion. So you, as Godzilla sort of rears back again, you lose your footing, and you begin to tumble backwards off of the creature.
Okay.
As you fall, you are caught by the rope that is still tied between you and Shellac. And Shellac, you feel the rope go taut and sort of threaten to pull you off the side as Thea has begun to fall.
How bad does that hurt?
Yeah.
Probably pretty bad for both of you. I don't know if it's enough to deal damage per se, but I am gonna need Shellac to make a check to keep his balance where he currently is standing.
Okay.
Put the difficulty at a 4 here.
Is this a speed defense?
Or
what is this?
This would be a might roll.
Okay.
Defense. Okay. So don't really. I have balancing,
Yes,
physical
so
fitness, so
you can apply that.
Yeah, so it'd be a 3.
Okay.
I have edge and 2 in might. What would that? So I could.
So you can apply. That can reduce the points that you spend from your pool. So if you apply a level of effort, you can subtract 2 from how many points you're spending.
Okay.
So it's 3 points for first level of effort. So you can do it for. You only have to spend 1 point.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. I'm just gonna spend the 1 point, bring it down to
2.
to a 2, and then I'll roll
Okay.
that D20. 14.
Okay. You maintain your footing, grabbing onto one of the spikes up here and holding yourself in place, not being pulled down with Thea. But Thea is now sort of dangling down the side of Godzilla's head, and you look over to see one massive eye sort of like glaring at you from the side, and sort of the pupils narrow as it locks onto you. That is going to be so we're going to move over to Yorha, who just got shot. but is feeling better.
Patting the side where he got shot, and looks up.
You see a motorcycle riding up the side of Godzilla with Jazz on the back.
Not the weirdest thing I've seen today. I guess he's gonna move over and start Shadow of the Colossus-ing Godzilla.
Okay. Are you gonna be jumping up or climbing up or
Combination.
what's your goal here? What are you trying to get to?
Get up to the group.
Okay. Over to where like Shellac and Thea are, or up where like Jazz and Jonah are driving?
Probably up to Shellac and Thea because they are in danger of falling.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Do you want to try to get Thea, like help her back up from where she is currently hanging?
When I can get to a distance of immediate, then I can push her with a spell.
Okay, we'll allow that. I want to play it loose so you have time to like do something rather than your whole turn being used for movement. So let's do. So you, from where you're standing, you look up, brace the spear back, launch yourself up into the air towards the. I'm trying to decide if I want to have you roll for this. What would this be? I think this would be probably intellect to try to hit her at the right angle to get her back up on top without like sending her just flying over.
Cool. I could use the push as an asset to bring the thing down.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll make the difficulty of this a 5.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it down to a 4 with the asset, and spending 2 edge to bring it down to a 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Or 2 effort to bring it down.
2 effort, sorry, yeah. 3. So no, does not work.
Okay. You can. I will remind you guys that if you want to spend an XP to reroll, you can.
Oh yeah, okay.
But
I'll do that. But I don't get any of the edge back, do I? Or
no, yeah, you don't. Well, no, because you're not making a new check. You're just re-rolling the die. So yeah, it's still the same roll. You can just spend a XP to re-roll that same die.
cool.
So you don't have to re-spend everything.
11, so that beats a 9 or a 6.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
So launching yourself up, you angle your staff, and Thea, you feel yourself suddenly shot upwards once again, landing next to Shellac as you look down and see Yorha continue to sort of bounce ping pong through the air using his staff.
It's a semi-charred Yorha, just gives her a finger gun and then jets away.
All right. Yeah, the conflict or the fight between Kong and Godzilla continues to rage on as you are still on the back of this creature. Seems like Kong is trying to keep the strikes that he is leveling against Godzilla to be out of the way of what all of you are currently trying to do. However, which each impact, you feel it sort of shut the whole body of this dinosaur sort of shuddering underneath you. As it continues to whip around and fight this creature, and is able to finally dig his teeth into Kong's shoulder once again as he bites down, gripping onto the ape. However, this time, instead of being immediately overpowered or overwhelmed, Kong sort of maintains his stature, reaches up and grabs on to the side of Godzilla's jaws. As those of you that are on top of the head sort of feel yourselves like gripping on for dear life, trying to hold on to anything you can. Kong sort of pulls the jaws upwards and kind of pushes him back away, getting Godzilla off of him. Jazz, this pylon has now discharged, and 1 remains ahead, or 2 remain ahead of you. Let's see. Anything that anybody wants to do right now, I'll open up to everyone, specifically because you're kind of all in the same spot.
Am I still near his face? Where am I?
You're kind of on the
I've gone
back of his
flying.
head.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Is there a way that I can, like, I guess, pull Thea up in some way?
She's up there now.
Okay, she's up. Okay.
Yeah, Yorha was able to get her up.
Okay.
So, Thea, what are you trying to do?
I mean, I'm gonna continue fighting Godzilla. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't right near his face anymore.
No, you're not. So you want to keep maintaining your distraction there?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep doing the same thing.
Okay. Go to make another attack.
I can't. The difficulty is 6.
Yes.
Okay. I'm trained, so it's 5. I can't spend any more points.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna go. Okay, that's a 13? Nope.
You need a 15.
Nope. And a 12. No.
So close.
I do not.
Not enough.
He
Yeah,
is
again with it.
Bleeding.
Yeah, you're having a hard time finding weak points to drive your weapons through, and it's not quite enough.
I think she's probably getting woozy.
Jazz, you just continue. Are you going to continue up to the next spike?
Yeah, I think going up to the next spike, but also, over the speaking stones to the others. See if you can dislodge the last spike. It may be a way to end this fight quicker. Then gonna have Jonah drive us up to the 4th spike and repeat the process.
Yeah, you slam the clamp onto the 4th one. The electricity surging out of that one as well, following the same grounding process that you did before to avoid the blowback from that. And both of the creatures roar, Kong being powered up some more, and Godzilla beginning to weaken even further. So Yorha and Shellac, 2 of you are up near the spike, and you heard what Jazz said. Is there anything you want to do?
I am not a strong man.
I mean, there's not much. I mean, for me, it's very like I could probably rip it out, but I'm also like I'll probably electrocute myself.
You'll get some. There will probably be some lightning damage, but you could potentially pull it out. I'd put the difficulty. Difficulty is going to be a 7 to try to pull it free. Unless you can think of something else to try to ease the task for yourself.
You
I
can
mean-
use Yorha as an asset to bring it down to a 6.
Yeah,
could
so 2 of you
yeah.
do it together. That would reduce
Yeah.
it.
Do a 6.
I say Thea could help too, if she
Yeah.
wanted to, which would bring it down to
Sure.
5 as well.
Well, also, would my special ability of endurance be useful since it involves like a physical activity being done continuously? So like trying to rip this thing out.
Sure. Yeah, I'd say that'll ease the task.
Okay.
So that with the 3 of you doing it together and that included, that would bring it to a 4.
Okay.
And then you can spend any effort or that you want to as well.
I'll spend since I have edge of 2 and might, I'll spend 1 and bring it down to a 3. correct?
Yes.
And okay.
Oh,
wait.
9 or higher.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, sorry. My screen got weird. All right, let's do it. Oh, I don't know why I did it twice, but
That's fine. They both succeeded.
okay.
All right.
Weird.
So it's the second to last spike is drained, or being in the process of being drained by a column. The three of you come rushing in to grab onto this last spike near the base of the skull. It's about 4 or 5 feet around. It's large and heavy and pulsing with electricity. As the three of you grip onto it, you immediately feel a surge of electricity moving through all of you. You all take 3 points of lightning damage from being in contact with it. And you all begin to lift. And as this happens, at first it's just it feels like it's not going to budge. It's just stuck steadfast where it has been embedded into this creature. However, you all begin to crowd and lift as hard as you can, and you feel it sort of give for a second as it begins to move. And with one last push of effort, all three of you rip the spike out. As the end of it sort of tapers down to a point, the massive metal object falling down the back of Kong. I'm gonna put an intrusion here just because I need to throw out more of these to say that. It's a big object, and the three of you pulling it out in unison. Say one of you is underneath the spike, and then it will have to try to avoid being pushed back by it, as well as the Jonah and Jazz being further down the body as the spike is falling that direction as well. So the intrusion, I think, will be I'm going to give the intrusion to I'll give it to Jazz, and one of the three of you can volunteer to be the other person who is going to be impacted by this.
I'll take it.
I was gonna say rock, paper, scissors for it, but all right.
I'll do it.
All right. So Jazz, if you guys are, I guess, Jazz, do you accept the intrusion?
Yes.
Okay.
And
So you
Theo will
get
the other XP.
all right. So
Oh,
each of
thanks.
you get
Give
one
it to
XP.
Shellac.
Oh, thanks, bud. Oh, I appreciate it.
The spike is pulled free. Thea standing sort of underneath or on the lower.
I just think because she's a
elevation.
littlest and is trying to
Yeah.
not get crushed.
It begins to fall down on top of you. I need you both to make speed defense rolls to avoid getting knocked down by this object.
Okay.
Difficulty is going to be a 4.
I'm trained, so 3.
Okay.
That's all I got for him.
Oh no. I'm gonna spend a little more effort, so it's a 3.
I rolled a 4.
I also rolled a 4.
Oh, but no.
All right, you both
Going down
fail.
together.
You have the XP.
Eh.
If you want to spend your XP to reroll.
Nope.
All right, gonna take the
I'm gonna take
hit. The spike sends both of you as it collides with Thea first, and then Thea and the spike falling down, clipping Jazz as well, and the two of you go tumbling down Godzilla's body, and finally off the side, falling for a few seconds and then slamming into the ground below, each of you taking 7 points of damage.
I still have might in my pool.
I'm debilitated.
Oh boy.
And
Okay.
I have
I
6
can
points.
shoot you next
And I have
round.
6 points left in my intellect pool.
So you have 6 points left.
I
till
have
you die.
6 life.
Okay. Well, at the same time as the last spike is pulled free, you watch as Godzilla begins to sort of stumble and stagger down onto one of his knees, going down onto all fours, and Kong sort of rising up, draining the last bit of electricity as he now looms sort of above Godzilla's head, the beast having been fully drained of its power, and Kong steps forward, two thunderous footfalls as he moves up beside Godzilla, reaches his head, his massive arms around as lightning is crackling through his body in his full Super Saiyan form again. Reaches an arm around Godzilla's neck, grips hard. You feel the sound of cracking and snapping, and then he yanks to the side, snapping Godzilla's neck, and the Titan's body, then with one last thundering impact, fully collapses onto the ground. And everything goes quiet again.
Slides down the tail, Fred Flintstone style, landing next to Jazz and Thea.
Can't imagine Thea's moving right now. Oh no, if your speed pool is 0, you may not move at all.
Nope.
Yeah, I think Jazz has
Unmoving.
shaken themselves a little bit, pulls out the revolver. So Yora, you come and see like Jazz holding a gun to Thea's probably,
Fucking, I'm
side of
gonna
the
point
torso.
my goddamn staff at
But-
you.
No, it's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. We've done this before. It's fine.
This is what I shot you with.
It's
and
fine.
then pulls the trigger.
Can we get an implement that doesn't look like you're about to cap somebody?
And you really have to make sure that you're using the right round
Right.
as you fire the shot. And Thea, how much healing is it again? 5. Thea, you get 5 points that you can distribute amongst your pools.
Whew.
I think Shellac is just inside, like at all of it. He as Godzilla was going down, he just went into his shell, like up defense mechanism.
And
Now,
your shell
do
just kind
I-
of rolls down the side.
Yeah.
Does my damage track? Does that go back? Does it stay where?
As long as you have if you have a point in
each
all of your
pool?
pools, then your damage track
Okay.
returns
Okay,
to
okay.
hail.
Great, perfect.
Yeah.
Love it, love it. Still gonna lay on the ground, not moving. I can count. I think I have 10 points total.
And you guys can also
God.
use your your healing action if you want to. But we
Yeah.
can get to healing in a second as Godzilla's body lies unmoving, Kong sort of calming down a little bit, and the electricity beginning to fade, moves forward, doof, 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 stops for a second, or checking over the body to make sure it's unmoving, and looks over to the 5 of you, gives a stoic nod, and as work being done, returns back to the forest.
Yorha's just gonna plop next to Thea.
I think I'm broken.
Yeah. Yep. You passed out on the ground, so I decided to lay down next to you, so it looks like we're just chilling.
That's why I like you.
Yeah, let's do some healing.
That might be a good idea.
And then Yorha sits back up. Oh shit, Jim.
I think Shellac is like, he fell down. It's fine. He fell off. Nobody could survive that fall.
Do you remember how many times we had to kill the zombie, Dr. Jim?
Oh yeah.
I will.
But nobody would survive that fall.
I will begin looking for
I did.
the remains.
Barely.
And then healing is 1d6 plus our tier.
Yeah.
What
We're
was
tier
healing? I'm sorry.
1d6 plus tier.
Most likely just one.
It's on the sheet under recovery too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you should just be able to like click that and. I don't know if it'll add in your tier, but I assume y'all can add a d6 plus a.
Yeah, you also can if you click add buff when you go to roll. You can add numbers to it.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. So,
But it's
5,
just
okay.
plus 1, I think.
I
for
hope you
most
all
of
can
us.
add 1 to a number between 1 and 6.
What number? All right, 5. I got 5. I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, so the first, and you guys can do more than one depending on how much time you want to take. 1 action for the first recovery, 10 minutes for the second, third one is 1 hour, and then the fourth one is 10 hours, but that would be like your long rest.
And again, Jazz will offer, if other people want to recuperate, they'll begin going around and searching for Dr. Jim's corpse.
Yeah, we can have Jazz do that while everyone else is resting, unless somebody else wants to volunteer to go too.
I super want to go. Thea starts trying to get up off the ground.
Just the butt end of the staff to her shoulder.
Ow.
No.
I want to help.
You can help by, resting.
If he's not dead and he's escaped out there somewhere, I'm our best chance of finding him.
I really hate it when you're right.
I'm trained in hiding, but I'm not trained. I'm trained in hiding and sneaking, but not tracking. So, so I don't know how much help I would be.
Let me help.
Stay close.
To you?
If Yorha could turn a little bit redder, he would.
I'm gonna have Jazz roll the initial check for you have your perception task, and then if you guys can find it, then Thea, you have your tracking and survival.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's so Jazz, go ahead and make your roll. Difficulty for this is gonna be let me check. Jim does not have this is gonna be a 3.
Okay. So I'm trained in, the finding small details. I mean, my descriptor is perceptive. I would be aghast if I'm not good at this in some way.
Yeah, so that reduces it to a 2.
And then I'm assuming this will be an intellect check.
It will.
I'll spend some effort to reduce it to a 1. Oh, can I get this down to a 0? I don't think so. All right, here we go. Don't
3
be
or higher.
terrible. 17.
You're good. So with a few minutes of moving around, you saw about where he fell, moving through the underbrush. You reached the point about where Jim would have fallen, and you begin to notice some like broken branches and some disruption to the underbrush here. No Jim though. However, you do see a few small, you see a small like discoloration of the ground, some blood that is clearly an indicator that Jim was probably here.
Well, shit. It would appear that Dr. Jim is rather resilient and has up and got away.
Can you tell where he went?
I'm gonna try.
I can say where he started from, but this is more Thea's wheelhouse.
Good job finding him.
So Thea will also do a tracking check. This will also be a 3.
Okay, so I'm trained. So a 2. If I were to spend effort, what would that be from?
Intellect.
Intellect. I'm gonna do it. Make it a 1.
Okay.
17.
Nice. All the good rolls.
Finally.
You see the blood that Jazz points out, and very quickly you're able to notice some clear tracks that somebody has been moving through here, as well as some more trails, more of a trail of blood. It seems like he was probably limping very heavily, making it pretty easy to follow his tracks.
I got him. He's not doing so good.
Let's go finish him off. There's more of us than there are of him.
Perhaps, Thea, you should ride with Johan or with Jonah on the motorcycle for now.
Okay.
I only have one more healing bullet left.
All right. So Jonah pulls up with his motorcycle. You climb on the back, Thea, and Jonah sort of idling slowly while Thea keeps a very close eye on the trail. All of you begin to follow the direction that she points out. You don't have to go very far as he is heading. It seems that the trail is actually leading back in kind of a circuitous route towards the fort. And as you follow along, you get about another 100 yards or so until you can begin to see the fort in the distance. However, it does not seem that Jim made it that far, as you see him currently collapsed, resting his back against a tree in a small clearing, maybe about 200 yards away from the river leading up to the fort's entrance. And as soon as you approach, you see him not even really making an effort to stand up or do anything, as it seems like he's lost a lot of blood. His leg clearly appears to be broken. A branch resting at his side that he must have been using to prop himself up to move through the forest. But it doesn't seem like he's going to be going anywhere. And as you enter the clearing, he just curses under his breath and says, "You're all very persistent, aren't you?"
Told you I'd find you.
Wasn't too hard
Go
to
ahead.
find.
Finish the job then.
No. We should talk first.
What is there to discuss? You destroyed my
Everything
life's
here.
work.
Your life sucked and was evil. We should talk. I want to know how you did what you did. I want to know why you did what you did. I want to know why you're working with Gar's Shatterkeel and why you're picking monsters up out of the ocean floor and freaking bringing them back to life. I want to know why you're killing people.
That's a lot of questions. You have a...
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have somewhere to be?
This is my calling, my destiny. This world is hovering on the brink of destruction already. I'm just trying to bring it to where it was meant to go.
And where's that?
The end. The end of all things.
Why would you want that? You live here too.
Yeah.
We had our time. Us people, we're the cause of all of this anyway. It's time for something new. Something different.
Why would you want to do something different if you weren't even going to be around to see it?
Also, what do you mean, all of us? I'm a giant turtle. I didn't do anything.
It's not worth explaining to something that you'll never understand.
That's your
You don't know.
problem. That's your problem. That's a problem with all of you. You're so high and mighty. You think you're so smart. You think you're a genius, right? Dr. Jim. The rest of the Jims do too. You think nobody could possibly understand what you're doing. Nobody could be as smart as you. Nobody could know as much as you. Nobody could understand. You're gonna destroy our entire world because you're an arrogant shit. You never even give other people the chance. Everything is not about you. Hundreds and thousands of people are dying because you want to experiment, because you think you're so smart that none of the rest of us matter. Did you see what just happened? People matter. We matter. The people in these villages that you're freaking killing matter. And no, you're not the smartest person I've ever met.
I'm gonna have Thea roll. You're trained in any like social interaction?
Is he an elf?
The task.
No. he
Then
is,
I have an inability.
a human. Okay. I was gonna put this at a 4.
So it's a 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'll spend some effort.
Okay.
Can
Is
I
this-
help in any way?
is this
I'm trained in
intellect?
persuasion.
Oh, nice. If you want to provide an asset here, then
Yeah.
What does Shellac say to try to assist here?
I think it's a lot. I don't think he says anything. I just think he's just like kind of back behind Thea, and anytime like she's like really getting into his face, he's just like, mm-hmm. And like just and just kind of like being really like kind of intimidating and like just kind of
You're just hype
hyping
manning.
yeah, hyping up, and then every time like I'm imagining Jim just kind of looking at it, it's like, all right, there's this very small angry sea elf yelling at me, and then there's this turtle who's just staring at me.
Okay, I'll provide an asset for that.
Okay.
So what's that bring it to?
I don't remember where we started. I got so
We're at 3
distracted.
now.
5, so
4
it's
We're
went
at
up to
3.
5.
Yeah.
I am going to spend my last 3 intellect points to bring it down to 2. Because I'm a monster. Yep. Okay.
I could kill Thea with like anything right now.
As an action, can I plant the death spike?
Just nuke the party. Campaign over. The end.
So it's a 2.
Okay. Yeah, it's a 2.
Nope. I rolled a 2.
Gonna leave it at that.
I don't think I can re-roll. I have to spend from intellect, right?
Unless you use an XP. So
I'll spend an XP
there's
to
two
reroll.
options. There's two options for re-roll. So re-rolling is where you spend an XP and you just get to re-roll the die.
Okay.
There's an option to retry a task, which is if you fail at something, you can, if it makes sense to be able to retry it, you can spend effort to retry a task that you've done
Can
before.
I'm
this
gonna,
would really be a situation.
Can
where
I
you could
spend an
retry a
XP
task.
to roll again?
You can spend an XP to roll again. You don't have to spend everything again. You just roll
Okay, I'll spend the XP.
against the same difficulty.
There's no way. There's absolutely no way.
I mean,
Remember
there's
we said you
a
had an ability?
5% chance?
Yeah.
I
We'll talk
rolled
about what you rolled.
I rolled a 1.
Mm-hmm. And that's what we go with. So
Okay.
yeah, I think this is what he does then. So he listens for a while and he says, "Clearly there's nothing I could say that would make you understand. But soon you will. You'll meet the Prime soon enough and understand our directive. But for now, my research must remain safe." And you hear a click from his hand, which is inside his his jacket or lab coat pocket, as he as he pulls his hand free. You see a small device in his hand, and there's an explosion from the fort behind you. So several explosions go off as the fortress, the self-destruct, the fortress has been activated, and it is blown to pieces, whatever remained.
I believed in people until I met you. Stab
That
him
was
in
your
the
first
throat.
mistake,
He
then.
doesn't get to talk anymore.
That was it. And he is stabbed through the throat.
Fuck you, Jim.
I think Shellac is just kind of disturbed by everything. Like, you just blew up that entire fort, and then we stabbed this man, and it's like, okay, oh boy,
For
just
feeling
feels real weird and
particularly-
awkward.
For particularly vindictive, whoever has Gar Shatterkeel's trident could ask Jim here a few more questions before he goes to his eternal rest.
Yeah. I mean, Yorha will probably go in and to the fort to find the trident.
You guys already have the
We have
trident.
it.
Oh,
He'll
yeah.
offer his hand out. Shouldn't be too far out of my purview.
Go nuts. Theo walks away.
Do you think perhaps we should ask if the Prime is with the Fire Cult or separate from them?
Hold on, I'm gonna double check the specifics of this thing. Let's get Apocalypse. Okay. Three questions are, and their remaining answer to the question based on what it knew and fun. Okay.
Yeah, the details here is that it says You can ask the animated remains up to 3 questions, and the remains answers the questions based on what it knew and experienced in life. So there's nothing that says that like they will try to circumvent the answers. So I take this more as like you are asking the body, the remains, like the experiences I had. So it's not necessarily going to lie to you, or like you're not talking to Jim. You're more like getting information that this body experienced.
So as Yorha's wielding the trident, he places the blade at the or one of the prongs at Jim's throat, and he will wave a hand. Matilda comes out, snakes her way down the shaft, and replaces the head.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your d10 for me to see if this exhausts the trident too.
All right, honey. It does.
Is that a 1?
It's a 1.
Wonderful. Okay. You, as Matilda sort of like replaces the head in like sort of this fiery skull, it takes the place, and you see the body begin to move slightly. You see this rust begin to form across Drown as the trident begins to like corrode as the magical energy is drawn for it, leaving just a normal trident. However, you have 3 questions to ask of Jim's remains.
All right, honey, let's see what's rattling around up there. Is the Prime with the fire cult leader?
No. The Prime is hidden back at the origin, where all of us were spawned from.
He'll refrain for a moment from asking the body question.
I'm not going to screw you guys over by like accidentally phrasing a question. The body's like, my favorite color is blue. Haha, that was your second.
To Jazz and Sherlock, would our Jim know where the origin is, or does there like some sort of protocol he's under that doesn't allow him to say anything like that?
Nothing that I'm aware of.
It's been so long, so I'll remind you guys. Jim, the Jim that is with you, good Jim, was severely injured, and one of the reasons why like whatever program or directive he had no longer has effect, but he also had a lot of memory loss associated with that. So he doesn't know. He would have told you all that he doesn't remember much other than a few sporadic details.
Okay.
They ask where this origin is.
Mm-hmm.
And where is the origin?
Jim sort of it almost seeming like the body's sort of own programming is almost like fighting against it, but the arcane nature of this this powerful artifact sort of overpowers that and says, the origin is at the center of all things. In the hills, there is an ancient city buried, and beneath that, even deep below, follow the stairs that you'll find at the northernmost peak. Descend from there. Follow the catacombs. The origin is beyond that, where the eye watches.
Yorha will look back to the rest of the party.
I think I just quietly say in the group, should we ask what the directive is? What is that?
Well, our Jim already kind of told us that that's where they are seeking to end all life and bring about the apocalypse.
Oh, yeah.
Wonder if we should try to ask for specific dangers we might encounter at the origin, or what we might need to circumvent the Prime, or any of the Prime's weaknesses.
I'll leave that up to you guys. I'm gonna make sure Thea's all right.
I think that, and I'll kind of look to Jazz, and I'll just kind of like nod, and I'm like, yeah, that might be a good idea. Or like we could even ask just what is waiting for, aside from the origin, what's waiting for us there.
Yeah. See, I think hefting the trident, assuming that's still needed for the magics to function at this point. Aside from the prime, what awaits us at the origin?
The origin holds the combined knowledge that the Prime collected in life. All secrets, technologies, advancements, the collected knowledge of a millennium lost to time, of a civilization existing, preceding that which remains here today. These devices, they hold untold potential and dangers. And the knowledge of what has been lost, it may drive some mad. And answering your third question, you watch as the fire begins to recede, and Jim's body slowly burns away, turning to ash, and the magic fades.
Oh,
So this sounds bad.
to a degree, but for a couple of scholars such as ourselves, we are perhaps some of the best suited to attempt to parse this knowledge and retain our sanity. But first, we have to stop the fire cult from burning the countryside.
Yeah, that might be a good idea first.
Unless there's something else the two of you want to discuss, we can head over. So Thea, I don't know how far you moved away, or
Thea's up in a tree. Just climbed up in a tree.
Probably just see Yorha wandering underneath you, looking around.
You're really bad at this.
I'm good at mechanical things, not like looking out for danger.
You'd be dead if I wanted you dead.
Yeah, but where's the fun in that? Also, please don't. You okay?
No?
You want to talk about it, or do you need a distraction?
We can talk about it.
Casts push on himself to get up the tree, overshoots a little bit. This isn't exactly what I signed up for. The whole world-saving thing.
Yeah, none of us really did at the beginning.
How do you feel now that you've got your revenge?
You know, I thought I would feel better. and then I didn't. And then I thought getting rid of this gym would make me feel better. And it didn't. So I just kind of feel empty.
It's a really bad cycle when you have, I don't know really how to phrase it well, like a chip on your shoulder to murder a lot of people, and that's your only driving factor, and once that's all gone, you got nothing left.
Yeah. I'm 124 years old. You think I'd know better?
Only 124?
Only.
Well, if you have some trouble finding something to focus on, you've got us. We still need you around.
You think?
I'm really bad at this.
At what?
Well, you said earlier, looking out for danger. Could use someone like you around. And plus, who else am I going to turn into a T-Rex?
That was pretty awesome. Yeah, if you want to stick around with us, then I like that.
Yeah.
I'll watch your back.
And probably my sides and front and... You know what?
Are you hitting on me?
Am I hitting on you? Is it working for... Does that work for you? He kind of almost slips out of the tree trying to rest on an arm.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Cool.
Thanks.
Yeah. I push spell down to land on the ground. He's very flustered. I like
She's
you
very
too.
covered in blood.
Ah. Yeah, he'll just say up to her, "I like you too." There's another push spell. Crashing of branches. Walks back out. Wrong way.
Anything else? All right. Anything from all of you before you head back to Summit Hall, a place we have not been in months?
And I think probably just checking back in with our druid friend, whose name I am attempting to pull from my notes.
I'll give you a moment to see if you can find it.
Gosh.
Let's not tell her that I set the forest on fire. That was all the big lizard.
Yeah, Mala. Just stopping back at Mala and saying, hey, we dealt with things. Not sure what's going to happen to the jungle, but the cult is gone.
I sensed that the magics that had infected these lands, that they have receded. This is good. In time, the forest will heal.
Gives a pointed look over to Yorha.
That was the giant lizard. What? Just putting away the flamethrower.
I see many things with these old eyes of mine.
Sorry.
You did what was right. The power that that creature held will be reclaimed by the lands. The rift that was open is closed. This is good.
Puts a hand on Thea's shoulder. We should come back here in about 50 years when it's all like skull and bones. The giant lizard.
Yes. Yes.
The Guardian has also returned and will slumber now. I can sense they are pleased by this outcome. You have the blessing of this forest in your travels.
Cool. That's neat.
It is neat. Come, you may rest here. Recover. I will make food. Wipe your feet.
She heads back inside of her hut, leaving you all to have a moment to rest and recover, and mostly recover because you all are really low on points, and take a little bit of a break before you head off to plan your attack against the Cult of the Eternal Flame. And I think that's a good place to call the session for today. You all do get 4 XP for taking down Kong or Godzilla and closing the rift. So well done, everyone.
We did it.
You did it. So we have a couple of things, coming down the pipe. You have the fire cult going on, and then you've got this clue to the origin and taking down Dr. Jim once and for all and ending this threat. Dr. Jim, an NPC redemption back in session like 2 or 3,
I'm kidding.
has become the main driving force of this campaign. So I recommend anyone out there watching, as fun as it is to redeem ciphers, who knows, you might redeem an NPC that becomes the main villain of the entire show. So I think we've had that happen on a couple of shows now, actually, because that happened in Slang 101 too, didn't it? Yeah,
It did, yeah.
Zatheron.
Zatheron and Angula were both chat names.
It's amazing. But yeah, so we're kind of reaching, again, the final stretch here, going after the fire cults and then our big finale. So yeah, awesome. So I assume with the 4 XP and stuff that you guys have earned during the session, we might get a couple of improvements before next time. So that's good. Awesome. I don't think we have any end of session stuff that we have to do for this. There's no character arcs or anything like that, so I think we're good. So I'll just go and wrap things up. Thank you everyone out there for watching us tonight. We will be back this time in only 2 short weeks for the conclusion, or for the continuation of this campaign. So come join us for that. In the meantime, tomorrow, like I said, we've got our next session of Slang 101 at 4 o'clock. It's Monster of the Week game Savannah runs. So definitely come hang out with us there. We've got a bunch of other shows going on throughout the week that you can join us for. Look at our whole schedule below our faces. If you're watching us live on Twitch, if you're watching us on YouTube some point in the future, head to our Twitch page and see whatever we've got going on right now, and join us live so you can do cool things like redemptions and interact with us in the chat and ask questions and all sorts of fun stuff. Does anyone have anything that they want to plug or promote before we go? Savannah?
I do. I have a couple of fun things, one-shot based, that I want to promote. Coming up, I have 2 one-shots that I'm very excited about. This coming Wednesday, that's the 12th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be on twitch.tv/weavethetail, playing in a one-shot of Lex Arcana, which is a great magical game which functions in a universe where the Roman Empire never fell. So there's that, and it's magic, and it's gonna be great. And then also, not tomorrow, but the next Sunday, I will be on twitch.tv/Colonomicon. Alex will be there with me as well, because I'm running a one-shot of The Sprawl, and Alex is gonna be playing in it. We've got some other wonderful friends. Our friend Morgan, Imagine Matrix, is going to be playing in it, Colin's going to be playing in it, and Tom. It's going to be rad, so come join us for PBT May every Sunday on Colin's channel. We're doing Powered by the Apocalypse games, but come watch that one especially because it's me and a bunch of my best friends. So
Awesome. Anyone else or anything they want to throw out there? No? Okay. Thank you, everyone, for watching and for hanging out with us or bearing through our hiatus. We should be good, smooth sailing for our scheduling for at least the foreseeable future. We will happily have you again on our next time. So we will see you all in 2 weeks. And until then, good game and good night, Internet.